There are people who must have, people in Washington and elsewhere, must have a building full of data that I think the scientific community should have. Data that comes from radar, from sensors on Earth, from sensors in the ocean, and from sensors in space. There is a cover-up in the sense that they are keeping that data to themselves. And I think the greatest secret may be that nobody has any idea what those objects are.
It almost seems as if the government is toying with us. Wright-Patterson Air Base is widely thought to have been the home to recovered alien technology. On the emblem for the base's aptly named Foreign Technology Division is this strange symbol. A joke on the public? George Adamski, the original contactee whose claims about visiting Venus have been largely discredited, was able to travel all over the world to deliver specious lectures with the help of a special high-level passport. Who gave it to him? President Ronald Reagan, who delivered 5 public speeches about a possible threat from outer space, held a special White House screening of the movie E.T. and afterward whispered in the ear of director Steven Spielberg.
When the showing was over, Reagan got up, put his hand on Steve's shoulder, and said, "You know, fewer than 6 people in this room know the whole story."
We can't say how many people, if any, know the full story, but certainly there have been many who know more than the rest of us, including some of the most trusted personalities of this century. Scientists like Hermann Oberth, the father of modern rocketry, who said that UFOs are from outer space and that contact had been established. Or his colleague, Werner von Braun, who hinted that closer contact with an alien intelligence was imminent. Or General Douglas MacArthur, who predicted that our next great war would be an interplanetary war. Or General George Marshall, who also said contact had been made and that UFOs could wipe us out if they wished. Or Admiral Roscoe Hillenkoetter, first director of the CIA, who joined a UFO group after leaving government and who said that the next step is up to the aliens. Or famed scientist Robert Sarbacher, who told colleagues he was invited to work on recovered alien material and that the matter is the most classified subject in the government. Or Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Winston Churchill, each of whom ordered secret UFO studies in their respective nations. Or future President Gerald Ford, who called for congressional hearings so that Americans could learn the truth about UFOs. Or President Jimmy Carter, who saw his own UFO and who wanted to open all government UFO files, but didn't or couldn't. Or Senator Barry Goldwater, who was denied access to UFO information, but who later wrote that a plan was in the works to let the public know the full story. So what is this plan, and when do we get to see it?
The solution to avoiding acculturation would be one of indoctrination. And my research has exposed a great deal of evidence, a total preponderance of evidence that clearly suggests that we've been on that path. The government has been supplying us with leaked information, if you will. There's substantial evidence of use of subliminal media.
Exler is one of many UFO researchers who suspects that the public is being slowly programmed through advertising, TV shows, movies, and other media to accept the alien reality. If such a plan isn't in the works, perhaps there should be one. This 1960 study, prepared by the Brookings Institute for NASA, predicted that confirmed contact with a more advanced alien civilization would lead to the collapse and disintegration of human culture and institutions. In other words, total chaos. The study suggested that only a gradual indoctrination program could prevent this. Whether or not such a program was ever implemented, the effect has been the same. People seem ready.
So you fear the unknown. If you know all about UFOs, the fact they're here, there's going to be no panic. That's the excuse they've used since the Orson Welles Mercury radio program in 1938. The people did panic. We are far more sophisticated than that.
The public at large may be ready, but select groups may not. Some researchers are convinced that the cover-up persists because of its potential effects on religion.
The first thing that would happen would be you'd have 40 million right-wing fundamentalist Christians climbing the walls, and then you'd have virtually every other opposition politician screaming in holy terror. You'd have absolute chaos.
Others think the cover-up is maintained because of a military mindset among those who control the information.
Under the guise of national security, many things were hidden And many things today are still being hidden because there is a fear among certain individuals and very covert people that it is not good for the national security of this country for the citizens to understand it.
If alien technology has been recovered by the government, it could represent the ultimate weapons system, a system that no government would want to see in the hands of another. In the Nevada desert, for example, a top